Did you know if you're a farmer, you can get your low tunnels paid for by the NRCS? Through a recently launched government program, farmers can get between $4 and $5 per square foot in reimbursement towards a Quick Hoops low tunnel system. That's free money to help increase production on your farm. Learn more about Quick Hoops and the NRCS program at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below. How much space, because you have 76 things listed on your site. I know you said you're sourcing some of these from other people, but of this for the stuff you grow yourself, what's your land base that you're growing your own on?
Okay, so you asked a couple things. So first I'll get to land base and then I'll get to the seeds a little bit. First of all, when you think about land base, you have to think about what is my constraint? My bottleneck is inbreeding depression. You want seed to be vigorous. If you're growing 10 corn plants, you're not even gonna get quality seed to even do anything, right? You have to grow like 1,000 corn plants to really get any kind of vigor so that what you're offering is even quality.
That's so you can get a bunch of mingling of like pollen and stuff like that?
Yeah, so inbreeding depression, what we're talking about is if you don't have enough plants of a specific variety, then the following generation from that seed will suffer. You'll have problems, you'll have genetic deformities, you'll have issues. It won't be as vigorous, as strong. A lot of hybrids are touted for their vigor. If you grow a large amount of something at one time, you can have almost hybrid-like vigor because you're getting a lot of genetic diversity, even though it's one variety. But that being said, cucumbers, like you would probably have to grow at least 24 Cucumis sativus. Cucumis mellow, it is pretty much, it's not bulletproof to inbreeding depression, but you could self and for one generation, and there's not going to be an issue. Selfing is where you take the pollen from the plant itself and put it on that plant. Obviously, tomatoes and peppers, they self. They have no issues with the inbreeding depression. Some plants don't, but melons are pretty much, as long as you have a healthy male flower and a healthy female flower and the plant is healthy, you can self for one generation, get through that little bottleneck, and then expand from there. So yeah.
Okay.
In what I have, my smallest amount is I grow in 1 yard grape bin totes or grape bins. So when you see those trucks go out into the vineyards and they have those big bins on them that carry about 1 yard worth of grapes for processing, I bought in a number of those. That's the smallest amount that I grow in, and I have friends and neighbors that I have to keep these things far enough apart so that they don't cross, but I keep them in different places throughout where I live in a nearby town, a
How
nearby
many can you
area.
fit in a 1 yard box?
9 at the most. So you're looking probably closer to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, eight is a lot better because you want that middle space empty. You want to grow on the edges and have that middle space empty. But yeah, you could grow 8, especially smaller varieties. Larger varieties, whew, like the tar cacti from India. Yeah, I grew a number in a small space before, but yeah, next time I grow them, I'm going to need a lot more space. Those things are huge. In the yeah, like the plants themselves get huge. In Baker Creek, calls those Indian snake melon, but the real name is tar cacti. Anyways, just saying. But yeah, and then going back to seed, another thing you need to think about is if you want to sell seed, is how much space is the seed going to take when it comes to shipping? Am I going to offer fava beans, which are heavy and big? Am I going to have to figure out how to ship those? Or am I going to stay with something small? My business is based on that. I used to use the padded envelopes, but those cost more for shipping. Hence, I would have to charge people for shipping. People don't like to pay for shipping. So now I've gotten down to just using regular letter envelopes, having everything pre-stamped, and then using that thin little packaging next to the seeds so they don't get crushed as they go through the post office. One of the advantages of that is I can do an order in 1 to 2 minutes. About 1 to 4 seed packets I can do in maybe 3 minutes max, and then I can just do it fast. So money is not the only issue as it goes with, if you want to run a seed business or any business. The other issue is time. What kind of time commitment do you want to have? And for me, as it goes with seed orders, if I have to take 10 minutes a day on seed orders, that's not much. That's not bad at all.
If you enjoy farm podcasts, then tune into Carrot Cash Flow for all things farm business. Join us as we explore the latest trends, tips, and stories from market farmers running businesses just like yours. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Carrot Cash Flow today.